Now, this is just my personal opinion here. Your mileage may vary, but what you have in front of you, as you can see, is a couple of different sizes. This is a 241 with a 16-inch bar. This is a 562 XP. It's piped with a 20-inch bar. And this is a 441C with a 24-inch bar. Okay? Now, if I'm going to do, say, your typical ash tree, or if I'm going to buck some logs for firewood, I use a variety of saws that I have set up to dominate that size wood. Okay? So, for example, we do a 22-inch ash tree. Okay? The guy, after it's fallen on the ground, it's felled, and I got 3 guys. The guy that's doing the crown and the smaller pieces is using this. That's where he's going. The other guy, when you start getting into 14 to 16 to 18-inch pieces, the other guy in the center, he's working from this way from back. And then I'd be back here with the 70cc saw doing the 22-inch pieces. Okay? And to me, that's the way to do it. Get him to breathe, get him to run, and that's what you run with. I mean, you got guys on here talking about these high compression saws or whatever. You can run the longer bar. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, this saw with this longer bar, 70cc, in this small wood is not going to outproduce this. And I can fill up a pickup truck on 1 tank of fuel with this. So it just ain't, to me, it ain't worth it. You just have a couple different saws, you set them up, and that's it. You know, the 20-inch bar saw. Can you run a 24 on it? Sure you can. But why would you want to when you already have one of these that's 70 cc's that's hopped up? Why would you want to go backwards? This, with a longer bar, ain't going to outcut this. But this, with the shorter bar, ain't going to outcut this, and it's going to use more fuel. There's a certain amount of drag or pull or torque or whatever you want to call it that it requires for a certain size bar and chain and wood. Okay? And, you know, I could use a 395 with a 20-inch bar. And you're going to use way more fuel, and you're really not going to outcut that, tit for tat. So that's just my opinion. That's just what I do. If you want a high compression Rube Goldberg, you go ahead and buy whatever you want. But this is what I do. This has worked for me very well. You know, with these 3 saws, with say a 70-foot ash tree, that's say 20 inches, 22 inches around. I start at the base. This guy in the middle works his way, and then this guy works with the crown. Geez, you can have it cut up real quick, and then processed and everything else. So your mileage may vary, you know, but I see these guys talking about, you know, standing up and bucking with 70cc saws with 32-inch bars. I mean, you can do that too, but I'd rather use this little Johnny. This thing weighs 9 pounds. I mean, look at this. You can throw this thing up in the air like nothing. Run it all day. It ain't going to hurt your back. But that's just my opinion. Your mileage may vary. Alrighty.